Hello friends, welcome to Communication Skills for Everyone. If you are watching this channel first time, please subscribe. So today let us learn William's Wordsworth Tables Turned poem. So William's Wordsworth is the major English romantic poet. So he initiated the romantic movement in English literature. So he is very popular in romantic movement. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. So they both jointly published Lyrical Ballads in 1798. With the publication of Lyrical Ballads, the successful literary career of Wordsworth started. So the collection also contains the poem Tintin Abbey. This is a very popular one, right? It is one of the famous poems by Wordsworth. So Wordsworth is best known as nature's poet. He shows his affection and love for nature in his one of the famous poem, I Wander Lonely as a Cloud. His other famous works include London, 1802, Ode, Intimations of Immortality, Resolutions and Independence, The Solitary Reaper, The World is Too Much with Us, Character of the Happy Warrior. So there are so many one. So let us come to the Tables Turned, a poem. This is written by Williams Wordsworth. So first published in Lyrical Ballads in 1798. Lyrical Ballads is the collection of poems mainly by Williams Wordsworth that is regarded to be a starting point where romantic era in English literature has started. So Wordsworth dedicates this poem to his dear friend and asks him to leave all his books on the side and come out with him to observe and enjoy the nature. To Wordsworth, the books that human reads are of no use, while nature provides them with the knowledge and wisdom that books are lacking. So what books doesn't provide, nature will provide. Nature, to Wordsworth, is filled with knowledge that would offer him peacetime and tranquility. So these books are of no good to humans, rather it dissects them from the nature that is something beautiful and worth enjoying. The Table Turned by Wordsworth is a poem that echoes a poet's strong faith in nature and is confident that nature is the best teacher rather than books. The poem repeats that a man can only attain knowledge in the circle of nature. So, in the poem, the poet has turned the tables when he asked his friend to leave his dull and barren books behind and observe the nature, rather than saying that why is he wasting his time outside instead of focusing on his studies. So, the poem also points out that nowadays man is so busy with his books that he forgets to go outside and spend some time in nature. The peace and tranquility that nature provides couldn't find out inside the book. Books may provide you with knowledge, but this knowledge is little or of no use. Nature is filled with knowledge and it will give you wisdom, which is superior to knowledge. The wisdom that you get from nature will always keep you fit and healthy. Spending time in nature will not provide you only with mental peace and health, but also teaches you more about humanity, goodness, and evil as well. So the poet gives an example of birds that they are creatures who lack bookish knowledge or free from duality. But there is distortion in humans because of so called bookish knowledge that preaches duality. So let us move to the poem. Stanza 1 begins, right? Exclamation like up, up. So poet calls upon his friend to get up or stand up and leaves his books. These books are not a proper source of knowledge. He claims that these books will make him double, losing his originality and reality. So that's why he calls his friend to get up, who looks confused, baffled by the sudden call. He put emphasizes by again using the word up, up. He asks his friend to clear his looks, that is to change his perspective on seeing things. The way the poet's friend is seeing the world is quite complicated, challenging. The poet asks him that why he's facing all the toil and trouble when he has easy ways to see things. Right, the second stanza, Wordsworth nature's poet through the use of imagery in this stanza, right? So we can find out that it shows it. The poet emphasizes on the pictures of nature to convey a message that knowledge is not inside the books, it is outside in nature, and one can only get the true knowledge when they observe the nature. So that talks about. Let us come to the third stanza. In this, the poet claims that books make us double. Books make us double, losing your identity, while on the other hand, birds, nature's creature, is free from this duality. He says that there is a distortion in humans due to bookish knowledge. On the basis of knowledge, humans have divided themselves. Well, the poet in fourth stanza argues with his friend that in order to acquire real knowledge and wisdom, you should listen to the blackbirds. These birds are not preachers. But on the other hand, if we read books, they are written by preachers, and every preacher preaches his own point of view, not the universal point of view. In order to know who is right and what is wrong, or what is right, you should come to the metaphysical light of things that really exist around. The poet says that let the nature to be your teacher. Nature is the best teacher and will let you see the world with a different perspective. Once you accept nature as your teacher, you will be enlightened. So the fifth stanza, so the poet says the nature surrounding us is filled with wisdom and instructions, right? Wisdom and instructions. So it also talks about nature has a lot of wealth of wisdom to bless our mind and hearts with us. By observing the nature, we are spontaneously breathing wisdom and health. The wisdom nature offers is a true wisdom, and it can fill you with a joy and cheerfulness. Right, the sixth stanza, poet arguing with his friend claims that one component of nature can you more than any book written by man on the earth. Spending time in nature will not provide you only with mental peace and health, but also teaches you more about humanity, goodness, and evil as well. On the other hand, the books are supposed to be written by wise men. However, these cannot teach you what nature can. Right, the stanza 7 talks about in this poem, the poet talks about every knowledge and wisdom that nature brings is full of sweet feelings and expression that brings peace to the human mind and soul. But it is human's nature, says the poet, that they with their intellect and knowledge shape the things that are attractive. So here, when the poet understands the meanings of this, the murder things as the we murder to dissect, humans tend to search objective or purpose of each and everything around, and this takes the beauty of things away. Stanza 8. So in this last stanza, poet asks his friend to leave the philosophies of science and the arts. He called the books as barren leaves as they are useless and have no wisdom in them. He tells him to bring his heart, not mind, with him. The heart with receives the message from nature because mind dissects, but heart on the other understands. The table turns here. William Shakespeare. This is an eight stanza poem, right? This eight stanza poem. We can see eight stanzas. They have a kind of rhyming scheme. So first one we can have a look here. First stanza talks about A B A B. The second stanza you just look at C D C D, right? Books. First one books looks double trouble A B A B. Second one head spread mellow yellow, right? This is CDCD. Let us look at strife life linet in it. This is like EF GF like sings the things preacher teacher IJ right KL MN OP. So this is the way, right? It's a simple one stanza, right? Rhyming scheme we can have it, and this poem is in the first person narrative, right? So yeah, the poet itself talking to them. So when we look at the tone, it is direct and enthusiastic. When we look at this tone, it's a very enthusiastic, and so we there's one. So there are certain things are personified, like here we can just look at that attribution of writer. So here Let nature be your teacher above the mountain's head. This is a kind of, and even we can find world of ready hell, the toil and trouble. This are kind of alliteration, repetition of consonant sounds. Right, this talks about Williams Wordsworth, tables turned poem summary. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Communication skills for everyone.